thing that came into my mind was many, many years ago, I had the opportunity to attend a big conference of 2,000 people. And I got very excited, and I had a special. Somebody gave me at a traffic light a card to print business cards. So I had 500 business cards printed. So I was ready for this conference. I was going to network, I was going to get people to connect with, and I arrived at the conference and I was dishing out cards. Yeah, oh man, everybody, what are you doing? Here's my card. And I was dishing out cards and it was going excellent, and by the afternoon I had no more cards left, so I know I've done my job. So everybody's got a card. And about a week later I had a meeting with a friend of mine, a guy with the name of Bill Gibson, who comes from Canada, from North America. And he says to me, "Rinus, how did the conference go?" I said, "Excellent. I gave out 500 business cards. I've got none left." He said, "Wow, that's wonderful. How many people has phoned you?" I said, "None yet." He said, "How many business cards did you collect?" I think 3 or 4. And then I realized that the key is not in giving out the business card, the key is in collecting the business card. Because if you want to do business, you need to have the business card to make the connection. Without that, if you wait for somebody else to call, you might just wait forever. Just want to tell you, out of the 6 business cards I got, I think that time, I'm still doing business with 2 of those people, and it was about 20 years ago. And just to prove my point, a beautiful lady came up to me now. She said, "I hear you the next speaker." I said, "Yes, I am." I gave her a business card and I got a business card. Lesson learned. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I see that you speak about very serious stuff here. I was very worried there at the back underneath. You guys are serious here. I see you concentrate. You want to make serious money. I understand that. I am much more light-hearted than you think I am. I think deeply, but I speak lightly. And I thought I was going to tell you that the one thing that I know for a fact is that we have moved from the industrial age, where people had a clock card, to the connection age, where people have got all the technology, including a business card, to make a connection. Now, in the industrial age, it was simple. You would get up in the morning, you would go to the job, you would put your clock card in, you would go to your workstation, you would work. You didn't need a business card, they paid you your salary. Oh, you clock out in the afternoon, sorry. You clock out in the afternoon, you go home, and that's it. For that, they promised you a salary every month, 2 weeks of holiday, and a pension so that you can live until the end of the time. Repeat after me, we are free. So that was what the industrial age offered us. We could only go and do the job, and we would get paid for that. And at the end of our lives, most of us couldn't afford the product that the company was making. If you work for Ford or one of those companies, you couldn't afford the product. That's why credit came in. So those of you that are credit, you're still way behind. You should come up with new ways. And that was it. And then we progressed. And we came to the age where connectivity is everything. When you interact with one another like you're doing today and what you can do tomorrow, which I'm going to miss, where you're going to interact with one another and a network, that's what's important. Because the human connection, whether it goes through the internet or whatever, is important. But I've got 3 things I want to share with you. I've got 20 minutes to share these things with you. I'll be shorter than that, I promise. The first thing is that I've picked up in the connective age is we cannot do work the way we've been doing work for the last 300 years. Work has to become art. And if you read the books of Seth Godin, and if you read the books of Sir Robinson, all of them will tell you that if work is not art, you're in trouble. So, when we were in the industrial age, work was not art. We wanted to finish. We wanted to clock out. in the connective age, we take something of ourselves. I want to share this story with you. A year ago, my dad passed away. And the very first thing I did 2 days after the shock, I had to phone one of the banks to tell them that my dad was no more, and we had to get the estate going. A lady with the name of Yolanda picked up the telephone. And I'm going to tell you the bank. The bank was ABSA. A lady with the name of Yolanda picked up the telephone. I told her about my dad. The very first thing she said was, "I'm so sorry to hear, sir. Are you okay? Are your family okay?" I said, "Thank you for asking, Yolanda. You're okay." She said, "Sir, I don't know if you know, but there's a list of 34 things you have to hand in for us to get this thing going. I'm going to ask you, if you can help me with the 3 most important things, I'll get this process going. But sir, if you cannot do it now, if you're not in the emotional state, I will phone you next Monday and we can do it then." I said to Yolanda, "I'm fine, let's do it." I got the 3 things to her. 4 days later, 5 days later, Yolanda phoned me. She said, "Sir, this is where we are." She took me through the process. An amazing experience with one lady from a bank that I don't bank with. So, everything sorted. 2 or 3 months later, I was on an airplane coming from Cape Town to Johannesburg. I sat next to a lady who was the head of Standard Bank. She asked me about my father. I told her. I said to her, "Gee, we had a wonderful experience with this bank." She said, "Wow, that's wonderful." 2 or 3 days later, she gave me a call, this lady, from the other bank, from Standard Bank. She said, "I'm moving from the city to Rosebank, and I am looking for a new call center manager. You mentioned a lady's name that did a wonderful job. Can I please have her telephone number?" She phoned her. Yolanda is now the call center manager at Standard Bank. So somewhere in our connection, when the connection comes from the heart, when we really connect, and I am always worried that we come to places like this and we artificially connect. So if you're going to artificially connect, don't expect business. If you make that connection, if you come from the heart, that's what it's about. So, the thing is, no artist gets up in the morning and says, "Today, I'm going to paint the ugliest picture possible." Or, "Today, I'm going to write the worst song ever written." All artists that I know go and sit there and say, "Today, I need to find something in my heart that I can put on this canvas that would serve me as a human being." And then, ladies and gentlemen, they take that painting, that song, and they put it out to the world. I was at the Rosebank flea market, rooftop market yesterday. Beautiful art. Some people walk past, they go, some people walk past and go, "Wow." The artist feels nothing for either. He or she has given something that comes from the heart. They're okay to put it out there and say, "Take it or leave it." If you don't take it, cool. If you take it, thank you, then we've got the connection. In our family, I've got a cousin who's got a child, I don't know what you call it, a second cousin, I don't know. But it's a little girl, okay? This little girl is about 14 years old. She learned to play the violin. Now, if I can give you some advice, never buy your child the violin. And it's the worst thing, when they learn how to play it, they drive you crazy. And she's been wee with this thing. Terrible noise. And she says, "What do you think, Venus?" I said, "I don't like violins." And I said to her mother, "Take it away." She said, "Come on." And she was practicing, and about 6 months later, we were at the house again. And I walked in and she came running up to me and she said, "Rinus, I've practiced. Can I play you something?" I said, "Darling, if you have to, go ahead." She said, "Okay, I'll play you something." And she started. It sounded exactly like the previous time. I said to her, "Listen, I need to be honest with you. I really don't like it." And she put the violin down and she looked me straight in the eye and she said, "I guess you're not my audience." So when you do your art, don't expect everybody to say, "Wow, I want to buy your book." Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't think it's a good book. I've written 8 of them. Some sell, some don't. I don't care. The fact is, when I write them, they come from my heart. And when we do work that comes from the heart, that's what the end result is. We put our passion in there, we connect with people, we draw the right people to interact with us, and we do not want the other people. We want the right people. The same guy that I told you about, Bill Gibson, I was speaking at a conference, and he's a North American, and I was following him, so I knew I had to get my game up, and I don't like Americans, but I'm just saying that, so I needed to get my game up there, and I was up and down, and I was trying to motivate the people, and I was telling them things, and I thought I really did a good job. But in the second row was a gentleman. Gee, come on, man, I'm up in the, come on. And I'm eating with him. I said, come, I clap my hands, and I do stuff so that he can, nothing. So we walk off, I said to Bill, I said, did you see this bloody asshole? So I said, did you see this man sitting here fast asleep while I'm giving him my best? He said, I saw him. I said, what did I do wrong? He said, nothing. He said, did you see the lady in the first row who was on the edge of her seat, who couldn't wait for your next words? She's your market. The other guy's not your market. It takes guts to know that certain people will accept you and understand you, and it takes guts to know who your market is and disregard the others. So if you do art every day when you work, and it comes from the art, the result is positive. You live. The second thing, I think the concept comes from a very well-known writer, a guy with the name of Seth Godin. He says, the time has come to pick yourself. Now, I was looking through the magazine there, and I saw the lady that I met, who gave me the business card, is in the magazine. And I thought, why am I not in the magazine? You know, maybe I didn't push hard enough with Annalise. Why is she in the magazine and I'm not in the magazine?
Because you go, Jack, and she's not.
Okay, now you know why, okay. But you see, she got picked. I didn't. But it doesn't matter. Because that little camera there at the back is my camera. And by 6 o'clock tonight on YouTube, I will be there. And the people who love me will see me. I don't care if I got this. I pick myself. I met a guy not too long ago with the name of Daniel. Daniel used to, in South Africa, I don't know if you've got it in the other countries, there's a corner. And guys stand there and they wait for day jobs. Okay? So a guy, a builder or whatever with a bucky will come past and say, can I have you and you to help for the day? And they'll jump on the back and they will have work for the day. Are you familiar with the concept? Kind of. Okay. Day job. And Daniel tells me the story. He says, so I was there. He says, and every morning I would wait for a bucky to come past to pick me. He said, and this guy came past twice. And he picked me twice. He said, and the second day, when I left work, just before I left, I said to him, sir, tomorrow morning, you don't have to pick me up there at the corner. I'll wait for you here at the job. With one sentence, he eliminated 9 competitors. With one sentence of picking himself, he found himself a job. He said, sir, but it doesn't stop there. He said, then the guy, the owner, came late to open the gate so that people come and deliver their bricks and stone. He said to the guy, sir, I am early in the morning, I'm here. Give me the key so I can open the gate so they can come and deliver. And Daniel went from being employed to supervisor in 2 days. And then Daniel walked past a place where they were painting. Or building, sorry. And he walked in there and he said to the guy, sir, don't you need a painter? And the guy said, yes, I need a painter. And Daniel went to his boss and he said to him, sir, I found a job for us. And Daniel went from supervisor to partner. 2 weeks' time. Daniel today works for Group 5. He's a manager in Group 5. Can you see what it means in the connective age to pick yourself? I am not in the magazine. I'm not crying. I'm going to pick myself. I'll be there next week. Next time. So, the art of picking yourself is extremely important when you want to do business, when you are in the connective age. That brings me to the last topic I want to share with you. And the last topic is a word that I've analyzed and I've used and I've misused so often. And the word is called or is being remarkable. Now, I don't know if you understand the word remarkable. I didn't. My own language, my first language is not English. So remarkable means to me like, gee, this was a remarkable day. It was a nice day, okay? That's not what remarkable means. Remarkable means that it's so good that you are willing to tell someone else about it. That's what remarkable is. You will see many speakers up here in the next 2 or 3 days. You are not going to remark about all of them. I hope that you remark about me. But I really don't care. Because I am giving you everything I've got in this 15 minutes from my heart. And when you choose to be remarkable, you do work in such a way that when people leave, they go, did you see that guy? I've mentioned 3 people today. I've mentioned Seth Godin, I've mentioned Bill Gibson. Who else did I mention? Daniel. Oh, and I got to mention my photographer at the back, Alisa. Thank you, Alisa. I have mentioned 4 people today. Why? Because those people have left something in my mind and in my heart that is remarkable. So when you do work, and it's so good that people cannot ignore it. There are many artists in the world that I won't buy their pictures. There are many artists I won't buy the music. I'm not a Jay-Z fan. Jay-Z doesn't think about me when he makes his songs. He thinks about a different market. But I cannot ignore the fact that Jay-Z is one of the best artists the world has ever seen. I must remark that he's a great artist. So whether I would not buy his stuff, I would still remark that that man is an excellent, excellent musician and a businessman. So when you interact, maybe the most important thing is to do it in such a way that you leave a mark, a positive mark. That when somebody thinks of something of your areas of expertise, it would be worth remarking and saying, I like that. I would like to use that person. I would like to do business with that person. So, ladies and gents, that's me for my 15 minutes. I know the program director is ecstatic because I've just made it in 15 minutes. I think that you must loosen up a little bit more. Can you give a clap for yourself? Thank you. I like the lady at the back. She's doing the whole African thing. Good. Enjoy the time. CEO is a remarkable magazine and is a remarkable concept. These women have done remarkable work. Use these few days to do stuff where you can connect. When you leave here, make sure that you do something that people can remark. I have done that. I've got a last test for you, which is not a test. I've got business cards here. You don't have to take them. They're just lying there. Simple test. If you want to get hold of me, get hold of me. If I wasn't remarkable, you wouldn't get hold of me. That's the way life works. Thank you very much. I think that's